Hi everybody, Dan here again. Welcome to another edition of Together We Shift. Today we have an extra special guest. She's an actress. Her name is Jill Whelan. You may know her as Vicki Stubing from The Love Boat. And she is going to teach you today how to make the most amazing pretzel bread I've ever tasted. And trust me, I've tasted it and it's truly out of this world. So watch Jill.
Hey everybody, I'm Jill Whelan, and finally, I'm doing another IGTV. Yay! I'm so excited. Well, since all of us seem to be stuck at home, a lot of us are baking. Don't be intimidated by baking, because I'm not a baker. I know I've said that a million times, but it's actually super fun, and what I'm going to share with you today is really not that difficult, but the payoff is fantastic. My family loves pretzel rolls for hamburgers or just to eat with a dinner, a steak, or whatever. So I'm going to teach you how to make pretzel rolls, and it's super fun and it's super easy. You're going to need 3 3/4 cups plus 1 tablespoon of good old-fashioned plain old flour. Not self-rising, just regular old flour, all-purpose. Then you're going to need 1 1/4 ounce envelope of fast-acting yeast. So Fleischmann's or whatever you can find. I know it's kind of hard right now because everybody's baking, so sometimes the stores don't have stuff, but that's what you need. 2 teaspoons of fine sea salt, 1 1/4 cups of water. You might need a little bit more, and it needs to be lukewarm. 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter, melted and somewhat cooled, but it still should be liquidy. Then 3 tablespoons of baking soda, which is for an alkaline solution that we will use towards the end of the recipe, and that's how these pretzels get their beautiful brown color, is from this solution, which we'll talk about when we get there. And finally, some coarse sea salt. You always want coarse sea salt sprinkled on the top of your pretzels. So you're going to combine the flour and the salt in one bowl, in a big mixing bowl, with the dough hook attachment if you have it. If not, just use a wooden spoon in a regular bowl. Now, in another bowl, you're going to whisk together the water and the melted butter, and you're going to pour in the yeast, because the warm water will activate the yeast. The mixture should be a little lukewarm, and you're going to add this to the flour mixture in your mixing bowl with the dough hook. And hopefully you have an electric mixer, but if you don't, wooden spoon, regular bowl, totally fine. You're going to take this and put it into the mixer for a few minutes until it's well combined. If the dough is too sticky, just add a little more flour, that's all. Then you're going to transfer the dough to a work surface. Now I use a plastic cutting board, and I don't put flour down at all. The dough is perfectly fine to put on the counter on your cutting board if it's a plastic one, and then you're going to knead it and it won't stick. So you're just going to knead it for, I don't know, about a minute, just until everything is combined and you have this kind of smooth, elastic ball of dough. Then you're going to place the dough back in the bowl, cover it with a tea towel, and let it rise in a warm place. Now, if you're lucky enough to have a warming drawer, there's usually something on the warming drawer or sometimes in your oven that's called proof, and that's for bread baking, and it's 100 degrees. Or 35 degrees Celsius, and you're going to keep it in this warm spot. If not, I put it in the sun, just covered with a tea towel, and you're going to leave it there for 60 minutes, or it may be longer, and you're going to wait for it to double in size. When that happens, you're going to take the dough out, you're going to punch it down, and you're going to knead it again for about 30 seconds. I then roll the dough into like a tube, and then I cut it into 10 pieces. Then I round them out with my hands like this, and I put them on a baking sheet and get them ready for the next part of the recipe, which is once you have all your little 10 dough balls lying on a baking sheet, you're going to put that tea towel back, you're going to let it rest for another 20 minutes in a warm place. Once that 20 minutes is over, you'll pull them back up, put them on the counter, and you're going to take a large pot wide enough to fit 2 buns in at once. So you're going to take 4 1/4 cups of water and 3 tablespoons of baking soda. Dump the baking soda into the water, bring it to a boil, and stir it. Make sure the baking soda is all incorporated. When the water is boiling, you're going to take 2 buns, one at a time, drop them gently into the water for 30 seconds on each side. So 30 seconds, then you're gonna flip them over in the water mixture and let them boil for another 30 seconds on each side. Then you're gonna take them out, put them back on the parchment-lined cookie sheet and score them with a cross in the front, on the tops rather, and then sprinkle real quickly with the coarse sea salt. And you will continue doing this with each one of the buns in the alkaline water solution until you're all finished and they're all back lying very nicely on their little cookie sheet. You will put the buns into the oven. Put the bun in the oven for about 16 minutes or until they're golden brown, and they'll have that beautiful pretzel color. And that's it. Take them out of the oven after that, and you have pretzel rolls, baby.